Hi friends, it's Kamal and you're watching Maths by Jajoria. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. In this video, I will explain to you laws of logarithms. In my last video, I have discussed logarithm, okay, and exponential function as well. So what I do now, just a recap, very quickly recap on that one. So what I have discussed in my previous video, the last video, the function of the form fx equal to the a to the power x, where a is a constant, so that's the constant, and are called exponential function. Okay, now the inverse of exponential function are called logarithm. Okay, a relationship which is expressed using an exponent can also be written in the terms of logarithm. Okay, so just a quick recap on some of the stuff before I discuss the laws of logarithm. I got these three main ones, and there are special cases as well. However, today's video I will just discuss the three laws of the logarithm. Okay. Now, before I move on to that, let's recap some of the stuff just to make understanding on some of the laws before we move on to that. Okay. So let's say, suppose that you have a log, okay, a x equal to b, okay, and you have log, so that's the base, yeah, same base, a y equal to c. Okay, now rewrite these with the power. So rewriting this with the power, rewriting with power. Okay, so I would like to say to you that this is just a recap. However, you must watch my last video. That was the introduction of logarithm, to gain a proper knowledge on that. Okay, I really explained that in that video. So this time is just a recap. So rewriting these with the power. So this and this with the power. So you what rewriting of that one? That is a to the power b equal to x. Okay, so this is like expression functions, and with this one you got a, that's c. Okay, a to the power c equal to y. Okay, now you multiply this one. Okay, so the multiplying this x and y, okay, multiplying this, so you got x and y, okay, x and y, and that is equal to your a to the power b, and multiply with a to the power c. Okay, and that will give you a to the power b plus c. Okay, okay, and then we got so xy here equal to the a to the power c, right? So just bear in mind these things before we move on to the laws of logarithm. So let's move on to our laws of logarithm. Okay, the first one I will discuss, that is your product rule, or sometimes they call multiplication law as well, whichever way you want to say. So let's discuss this first. So this is a multiplication of law. And now bear in mind this, what I have discussed up here. Okay. So I can write here as well. Your xy is also equal to a to the power b plus c. Okay. So bear in mind this as well, please. So let's take this. The logarithm of the product, or you can say multiplication, is the sum of the logarithms of the individual factors. Okay. And obviously when we discuss these rules, we will go through some of the examples as well, one by one. So with this one, multiplication, okay, we have got logarithm here. Okay, so this is the product xy. Okay, now the base is your a, and that can be written as log, okay, base a here, and then x plus log again base here and the y. Okay, so this rule you will use when you have logarithm of product or multiplication law, right? All right, now when we talk about this here, xy equal to a to the power b plus c. Now with this here, okay, I rewrite this as a logarithm, okay, because here we rewrite with the powers. Then now go back to that one, rewrite with the logarithm. Okay, so I write down here, rewriting as a logarithm. Okay, so that would be what of your, that will be your log. Okay, so that's your base a xy, that is your b plus c. Okay, so remember here when I talk about your exponential function and it says the reverse of the exponential function are called logarithm. Okay, so this is exactly this what we done here. Okay, so let's move on to other product as well. Okay, so other rules as well. So the laws of logarithm, one you had with the multiplication, then you also have a division, or some people say a quotient rule as well, and we go with this here. That's the second one, right? So logarithm of the quotient is the difference between the logarithms of the numerator and denominator, right? Okay, so here you had multiplication, down here you had divide. That's why it's a division law, and that would be written like this. You got here log with log a, which is same base here, same base here, and x is dividing by y, so x over y. That would be written as x here with the minus and the rest of the log, the base a and the y. Okay, so it says the quotient is the logarithm of the quotient is the difference between the logarithm of. So it will be difference minus logarithm of numerator and denominator, right? And with that, I can just write down here, just to recap on that one with the division law here, that this is you have already have done. Okay, so if you have your a to the power b, then you have a to the power c, and you know that can be written like so this is your divide here, Okay, a to the power c. Okay, something like this. Remember that, and then that can be written as your a to the power b minus c. Right? So just remember that one. And then you have your here power rule, where you have a logarithm, and this is your x with the power n. Okay, so you got your base here, and then you have your x to the power n here. Okay, now if you have this, the logarithm of the number raised to a power, okay, raised to a power is the power of the times the logarithm of the number. Okay, so what exactly that means? So what he's trying to say here, that you have your here logarithm, and of your, this is your base here, and it says logarithm of a number raised to the power. Yeah, raised to the power, that's your raised to the power, is the power times the logarithm of the number. So is the time, so you go n logarithm with the base log a base a, and that is your x here. So basically it's saying that the power times the power is multiplying the logarithm of the number. Okay, now with this you have done previously, so just go on that one as well. If you have something like this, we write, remember we used to write like, let's multiply that. Okay, so we have covered this in our previous videos. Now with these three, you need to remember that one. Remember the above three laws of the logarithm. Okay, so because we will discuss everything with examples. However, just a few more things I would like to add once we start solving this. Since 1 over x can be written like, okay, this is just from our previous one. The power rule shows that, just to add, I need to add that, make an understanding on everything. So power rule shows that, what that would be. So what the power will show, okay, so if you have something like this, so that will be the power rules. Okay, addition to this here. Okay, right, so with that you will have logarithm of a, where this can be written as x to the power minus 1. Okay, and then again, but if you have something like this, it says is the power times to the logarithm of the number. So you see the power here is minus 1, so that can be written like minus log a, which is your base, and that you got your x here. Okay, so please remember that as well, that this can be written as this as well. Okay, when we do the power rules as well. So let's move on to some of the examples now. Let's discuss that. We have discussed the power. Let's do some examples here. Right, so write a single logarithm. Okay, so let's do here, write as a single logarithm. Okay, okay, so let's do some of the things on there. So you got here log of your base 3 and 6 plus, so you see the base has to be same, okay, when you have like these kind of rules applying to that. So right, so this is here, which is, you will use the multiplication law. Okay, laws of logarithm, product rule or the multiplication law. This is what you will use here. So use the multiplication law. So how this can be written? From the multiplication law, that can be written as, okay, log of the base 3, then you got your 6 multiply 7, this multiplies, and that gives you, right? Then another one, you got your logarithm. Now this time you have your base 2. Then here you got 15 and you got 3. Okay, so in this one you use the division law. Okay, so your division law here, because you got minus here, so you will use your division law. Okay, because you're writing what you're doing here is write as a single logarithm. That's what you're doing here. Okay, so whichever way you do, right. So with this one, division law, and that can be written your 15 divided by 3 here. Okay, same base. So logarithm, and you got log of 2, the 15 divided by 3, that gives you 5. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's mix this one, some of the example. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this one. So please remember these 3, because what examples I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go again and again, whichever way I use. Sometime I will use multiplication, division, power rules as well. So please remember this. That will be really helpful. Okay. Now get another example as well. Okay, in this one we will do your 2 log, yeah, okay, base 5, 3 plus 3 log, and same base here, 2. Okay, right. There is also I have also discussed this one. It depends how you actually take this, okay, and how you say that as well. It's up to you. These things, some of the people, they use base first, and then they use this number, or you can say 2 logarithm of 3 base 5. Okay, whichever you want to say. So there's 3 multiply logarithm, okay, of 2, okay, with 2 base 5, or sometime I say base 5 and then you got the number. So please don't get confused with that. But if you want me to do this way, I can do that way as well. So let's move on to this one. Okay, so first apply the power law to the both parts here, because now you got these two both parts here. So what you do, you apply okay, so you apply power law to, let me just, okay, it's better now. Okay, so apply power law to both parts. Okay, right. So how would you do that one? So you got here your 2 logarithm of 3, okay, with your 3 to base 5. So let's take this first. So that can be written as and that will give you, yeah, because this is a power law, okay, and this can be written as logarithm of 9 to the base 5. Okay, going back one more time with your power rule here. It says the logarithm of the number raised to the power is the power times the logarithm of the number. So in other words, so that will be equal to the power times power multiplied. So you see here, we done exactly the same. When the power, this one was multiplying, so we reverse that one, and that gave us this. Okay. Now we're gonna do to both of that one. We had this. Now we're gonna take this part. And you can write this as, so that 3, that is this the power now, and this can be written as log base 5 here, and this you got 8. Okay, so this can be written like that. Once you have this, then you got with the power law to the both side, you got this. Now what you do here, then you apply multiplication law. Okay, okay, so with that, let's write down log base 5 9 plus log base 5 8. Okay, so the log of these. So now you do multiplication law here, and the what's the multiplication was that? That's the multiplication. So you write down here logarithm log 5. Okay, so the base 5, and then you multiply 9 with 8. Okay, so you got multiply 9 with 8. That gives you 72. That's your answer. Okay. Right, let's move on to the another bit as well. Okay, logarithm, and this time you got the base 10. Okay, so logarithm of 3 to the base 10 minus 4. Now this time is a bit different. Logarithm of number is half, of half to base 10. Okay, so that's half, right? So first what we do a power law. Okay, so do the power law first. So logarithm, we write this as it is. Okay, so this one here, you got power law, apply power law. So let me just do this one here for you. So we had I come back to this here. Okay, come back to this, I haven't finished here. So this one, we apply this power law on that. So that is your 4 log, so the power here base 10. So logarithm of half to base 10, right? So that will be the power here. So logarithm base 10 here, and this can be written as like that, okay? And this will give us logarithm of 1 divided by 16th, okay, to base 10, right? And let's write this here. Okay, now we got this. Now what we can do, let's minus here, okay? So we can use the division law now, okay? So let's use the division law. So division law can be written like this. So you got 3 here. Let's divide by 1 by 16, and that will give you logarithm of 48 to base 10. That will be your answer. Now with this, you know, this can be written like this. Okay, so this is what is solved here. That's your answer. Okay, let's move on to some other examples as well. Okay, in this one, you write in the terms of. So before I move on to some other questions, so let's do some of this example as well, which is important. Now in this one, we say write in terms of so the same base, but we got 3 different number with the base. Okay, so logarithm of the different x, y, logarithm of x, y, and z. Yeah, with base a. So write in the terms of this. Okay, and this is what being given to you. Okay, how to do that? So you just take individually. Okay, so what you do, you take this first, then y, so the x, y, and z. Okay, so we can write this like you have your base a, then you got your x square here, plus you got y here. Okay, so x square first with the log of base a, then y, and then z. Okay, and this can be written as 2 log in base a plus, here you already have that, logarithm of y to base a plus, you will have here 3 logarithm of z with base a. Okay, so we can write something like this, right? Okay, let's move on to some of the some exam type question as well. Well, in exam anything can come, a bit complex. Let's see with some of the example carrying good marks as well in the exam. So let's discuss that. So in this one, we'll say solve the equation. Okay, so the equation has been given to you here. Logarithm, okay, logarithm of 4 to base 10, okay, plus 2 logarithm of x to base 10 equal to 2. Okay, how would you do this one? So first we will use the power law. So use the power law. Okay, so in here what we have done, we use the power law, and by using power law, this part we transform into this, okay, and that is your equal to, because you have to write here, so that was equal to 2. Okay, so this part was we use the power law. Now we have here next one, we will use multiplication law. Okay, because now we have this, we have to solve this, so we will use multiplication law. Okay, so let's do this. Log, so this will be, you know, we will use these here, okay, 4 and your x square here, yeah. So that can be written as what? Remember we are using multiplication law, so that can be written as okay. So you got your 4 here, obviously, so that multiplies that what we got here by using multiplication law, right? Okay, so please be careful, okay, what we're discussing here, step-by-step process. Then what we do, this bit here, we rewrite the logarithm using the power, okay, so we rewrite this one. Remember we discussed that? So we rewrite that one. Okay, rewrite the logarithm. Okay, I'm just using log for the logarithm as a log that using power. Okay, so how that can be written here? So that can be written here as 4x squared. Okay, so that's your base 10 here. Okay, remember that? So that can be written as 10, your base 10 to, and that's your, remember, power exponent 10 to the power 2. That can be written as that. Okay, so just remember this. And then obviously you can just quickly solve this one. Okay, so that x squared is your equal to, okay, and that is equal to 25. So here we will write x equal to 5. Okay, now some of you will say, well, this is a square root of 25, which is 5. Y is not minus in here, and the y positive. So I would like to say on that one, make a very short note here for you. Okay, in terms of this. So that's, remember that please, that note, because you have this logarithm of x with a base 10 is only defined for positive values. So this only so write down here, defined for positive values. Okay, positive values of x. Okay, please understand that. So that's why we say x is equal to, so x equal to -5, which we didn't mention here, cannot be, so I can say cannot be a solution of the equation. Okay, so please write in the exam that as well. Just don't leave just with x equal to 5. Yeah, because value can be minus or plus 5. Write down small note here for that will give you extra mark. So just write down defined for the values of the x. So -5 cannot be a solution of the equation. Okay, something like this. So at least the examiner will know that what you're trying to say here. Right. In next video we will come up with the more examples. So for today, that's it. Do me a favor, if you are finding this video informative, please like and subscribe this video. Okay, and I always say that when you like and subscribe, it just motivates me to make more videos. And be sure to click that like button and drop a comments if you have any question, and I will always come back to you to reply. And thank you for this time.